Going back to work after the birth of my baby was difficult enough, but the hardest part was finding childcare where I knew my baby would be safe and happy. When I first started looking for a childcare provider, I thought all childcare was the same. I didn't understand the differences between types of childcare programs in Indiana or how they're regulated. Requirements vary, including the ones that guarantee a safe environment. Indiana provides families with some great tools to help understand those regulations and to find high-quality childcare. In fact, Indiana leads most other states in terms of quality rating and improvement systems for childcare. During my search, I found that I misunderstood a lot of things about childcare, and I want to share what I learned with you. Here's some information that will help you understand the differences in childcare regulations and suggest some questions you will want to ask providers. You'll also be guided to more helpful information about childcare. I'd always believed that all childcare providers were trained in CPR, first aid, and how to identify the signs that a child doesn't feel well. Depending on the childcare program, the staff may not know how to perform these basic skills. You'll want to ask your provider about the staff certification and training requirements. Make sure there's someone on site at all times who has been trained in child CPR and first aid. Also, if you have an infant, make sure your child's caregiver has been trained in safe sleeping techniques. I also thought that all child care providers were required to have criminal background checks. Instead, I learned that some providers don't perform them or limit them to a statewide only search. You'll want to dig deeper and ask if your provider has a background check policy. One of the most surprising things I learned is that not every child care program has enough staff to care for the children enrolled. This is called the staff-to-child ratio. Programs with fewer children and additional staff are more likely to meet the needs of each child. This helps to improve the health and safety of the children, and it improves opportunities for learning. A low staff-to-child ratio may also result in fewer discipline problems. Ask your child's provider, how many children are in your care? Then ask, how many adults are present to watch the children? Something else I took for granted was the ways that child care programs are allowed to discipline children. I learned that Indiana regulations vary quite a bit as far as the types of discipline permitted. I was worried, so I asked to see my provider's written policy. As parents, we have the right to ask for the discipline policy, and we have the right to drop in and check on our child at any time. Make sure you know and agree with the type of discipline your program uses. It is important that you and your child care provider are on the same page. There's so much to know and to look for when choosing child care, but there are resources to help. The website that was most helpful to me was childcareindiana.org. This site links to all of the different regulations and includes licensing reports and compliance histories for programs. This is also a great place to start your search for child care programs. By using childcareindiana.org, you're just 2 clicks away from finding high-quality child care. On this website, you can also find information about Paths to Quality, Indiana's statewide quality child care rating and improvement system. I found Paths to Quality to be the best tool in helping me choose a child care program. Paths to Quality programs voluntarily join the system and agree to meet higher standards of care, including increased education for their teachers, lower staff-to-child ratios, improved learning environments, and the use of a curriculum that promotes school success. The great news is that the majority of Indiana's child care providers are enrolled in Paths to Quality. The system rates programs based on 4 levels. Level 4 is the highest. Look for the Paths to Quality logo on decals, certificates, or signs to find a participating program. It's always nice to be able to talk with a child care expert. Your local child care resource and referral agency can provide information, customized referrals, and free one-on-one services. Go to childcareindiana.org, find the state map, and click on your county to find the agency information for your area. There are many quality child care programs in our state that have regulations in place to keep your child healthy, safe, and in a caring learning environment. With a little research and by asking the right questions, you will find the right child care program, the one that will provide your child with a brighter future, and you with the peace of mind that your child is safe. So start your search today by going to childcareindiana.org.